everyone. It's day 3 of our halfway hustle. Welcome. We want to just start out with a little bit of music to get you guys excited, because if you've done day 1 and day 2, you know right now you are feeling awesome right now because of all the hard work that you've put in so far. So just a little recap of where we've been. You can definitely catch up if you're just starting in right now. But on day 1, we reviewed the first half of 2016, the first 6 months, what worked well, what did not work well, what are those time and energy sucks, what could you improve on for our remaining 6 months of the year. And then on day 2, we put our plan together of where we want to be. What's our vision? What are our top 3 priorities and 3 main goals for the rest of 2016? Really only focusing on those. And then we also asked ourselves why. Why are those so important to us? Why do we want to reach them? Because your big why is going to make all the difference in actually reaching those goals over the next 6 months. So we have video trainings that went through all of the day 1 and day 2 material. So go back to the site, go back into the Facebook group, make sure you catch day 1 and day 2, because I shared a ton of stuff. It's day 3. So we are going to focus on creating your action plan for the next 6 months. So taking yesterday's top 3 goals and breaking them into actionable plans for you to move forward with. So I'm really excited for today. If you have any questions, we're back on Facebook Live. So if you have any questions, my husband John is here today. He wasn't with me last night on last night's call. And so luckily we had no tech issues, but he's back today. So we will definitely not have tech issues because he's here, and tech issues don't happen when he's here. So he is going to be monitoring the chat. So if you have questions, he's going to shout those questions out to me. Or if you have comments, I love doing this with you guys. I love Facebook Live. It totally fits my personality, my teaching style. I love training. I love teaching. But I do want to interact too. I know that's really, really important. My former days as a professor, we were only allowed to lecture 15 minutes before we had some interaction, and we were supposed to be facilitators, not teachers. So I'm very used to facilitating and getting your feedback and asking you questions and hearing what you think and what you have to say. So please, please, please tell me your questions, tell me your feedback, what you're learning as we go. And also, if you're listening to the recording too, you can still put your information in there, your questions, your comments, because it's Facebook, so we can go back and we can actually check out all the comments. We also have Periscope going too, so hello everyone on Periscope. But it's hard to get your comments afterwards, so that's the difficult part I found with Periscope. And one of the reasons I'm really, really into Facebook Live is because after this is all over, later on tonight when I finally find some time, I can go back in and answer any questions that I may have missed live here with you. So let's get started. Any admin things, John, that we need to tackle? We're good. Okay, just one quick point though. If you've been here with us day 1, day 2, or you're just joining us now, and you want to do this with a friend who is maybe stuck in her career, maybe needs some help, getting her motivated for the next 6 months, and you want an accountability partner, invite your friends to our group, invite your friends to do this halfway hustle with you so that they can help hold you accountable for the next 6 months. So please, please, please share this to help someone else, because that allows me to complete my mission, my purpose too. And so we'll get into that. Later, but that's really my why. Is I want to help women launch their dream careers and dream businesses. And we actually have a big mission at CCG. By 2018, we believe that the work that we are doing is going to help 2,000 women launch their dream careers or businesses. So by you helping us and sharing this video in our Facebook group and all this stuff with your friends, we can help more people too. That's what this is all about. So let's get started with day 3. So day 3, we want to take out those 3 top goals that we talked about yesterday on day 2. I'll give you guys a quick review. I know yesterday I went through more in depth of my 3 goals, so you guys are holding me accountable too. Way back when I started my blog, I did a networking challenge throughout 2011, and you guys held me accountable. So I feel like this is kind of the same thing. I'm putting it out there, and you guys are seeing that, so you'll see where we all are at on December 31st of 2016, right? So we can check back in and watch this video. But you guys know my 3 main goals. I wanted to, yesterday I talked about doubling the page views on my website because my big why is helping more women with my content, with my training. So by doubling page views, that's more eyes, that's more people, that's more women's lives that I'm helping and changing. And then I also wanted to help 500 women by the end of this year launch their dream careers and businesses. So I talked a lot about that yesterday. My big goal for 2018 is 2,000 women. So I figure 500 in the next 6 months is my big goal for the rest of this year. And then my third one is to really feel healthy, happy, and strong. And so that was kind of interesting today when I walked through kind of like what I need to do to make that goal happen. It's not very specific. And you'll find I'm a little different when it comes to goals. I'm not, they don't have to be, in my world, they don't have to be done a specific certain way. I know, if Google SMART goals, if you want to learn exactly how to write a perfect goal. I know in the corporate world, like I had my goals critiqued, and if I was giving someone else their goals as a manager, my goals for those people were critiqued too because it had to be a certain specific way. I run my own business now. I'm helping you guys out. Like, it doesn't have to be specific for me. So, it's really what you're passionate about and where you feel called to go over the next 6 months. And so that goal of feeling happy, healthy, and strong probably would not have done very well in the corporate world. But for me, it works because I know exactly what I mean when I say that. And putting down the action plan today, because I'm doing this with you guys. So I spent 10 minutes putting together my action plan to get to that goal, and it all made sense to me. So that's what's the most important about your goals, is that they have to make sense. You have to have the why behind it. And a lot of the goals I did when I was in corporate did not have a why behind it. It was like, take this training. And I was like, and someone told me I had to take this training, but I didn't have any reason why. I didn't have a why. I didn't know why I should take that training. I didn't want to take that training. So that's not what we're like here. We want goals that we're really excited and passionate about. But it's not easy to get to. So that's when it's going to take some growth. It's going to take some change and some hard work and some hustle, because we're all hustling here in the halfway hustle to reach those goals. So they can be big. They can be, we have 6 months. We have 2 90-day increments broken into 2, and a lot can happen in those 90 days, right? So today's assignment for you all is to really take yesterday's 3 big goals, and you're going to make a list of really quick action steps that you can take right now. So that's the first one. Quick steps now. So you're going to write out a list of 3 to 4 things that you could do today or tomorrow to move you forward. These do not have to be big things. They can take 10 minutes or less to complete, but they're the stuff that you've been saying you're going to do for a long, long time and just keep getting put on the back burner. I know a lot of times these little quick steps for me might be doing some online research. So for me, it's Googling something, pulling up an article and reading it and being like, oh, I feel like I'm a little bit closer now because I've done some research on the steps that I need to do. So maybe it's that. It's a quick 5-minute article, but it's actually going there and doing it. Other quick steps that you can take right now could be asking for help. Maybe it's asking for more help in our Facebook group. It could be reaching out to a mentor, reaching out to someone else who's been in your position or is in the job that you want someday or has the business that you want someday. And really it's doing what we're doing here right now. Like it's, quick steps you can take right now are really doing this halfway hustle. So that's one thing. You guys have that covered. It could be sending an email, setting up a coffee date in July. I know when I was doing my networking challenge, I always planned the month before who I was going to meet the next month, and I would actually blog about it. And so it was really good at holding me accountable and planning ahead. So that's what you could do right now. We have 1 day left of this month before we hit July, so you could be planning out who you're going to talk to next month, and the people you could be reaching out to people right now and setting up some informational interviews or some networking events. You could look right now at what networking events are available. So really thinking, I'll review a couple things. I always find it's nice to hear other people's baby steps too, because I'm all about the action, and obviously this is the Hustle Challenge. I'm actually coming out, I just wrote a blog post yesterday that should be coming out soon too. It's all about my action report. So it's all about, you know, the difference I'm making, the work I'm doing, because none of this is easy, but I'm putting in the work. And that's what I think sometimes we miss, is we see all these, you know, numbers flying around on Facebook. I made this, you can do it too in 5 weeks, but we're not seeing the actual action and the hustle that's going on behind the scenes to make that happen. So that's why I really want to share with you guys, like, what is the action I'm taking? It's imperfect, it's baby steps, but I'm moving forward. So my goal of feeling really healthy, happy, and strong, the steps I can take now, it's just so easy when you document this stuff, right? You know, the steps I can take right now are to put on Insanity and work out today. Like, that's a simple step that I could do today, is to actually work out. I've been meaning to buy a yoga pass or do the free 1-week trial at the yoga studio, like down the road, like 2 minutes away. Been meaning to do that since we moved in April. So I can schedule that. I can look at the calendar, see what time their classes are. I even have a friend who's been going this week, and so I can connect with her and actually go to a session. That's something I could do right now before July 1st even starts. I can plan some holidays and some family balance times in our calendar, some vacations, some chunks of time where it's just family time, because I think that would make me happier, more balanced as well. And then also my mother-in-law offered to babysit tomorrow night, so my husband and I can go on a date night. So that's a step we can take now, go on a date night, have that balance, that fun time, because we both work together and we work really hard. He works really hard. Special shout out to John Runyon, because this whole halfway hustle would not be happening without him by my side. So he's amazing. He's amazing. So go give him a shout out on the Facebook group, because you guys don't see all the stuff that he's doing. Like, I'm in front of the camera, but he's doing so much behind the scenes too. So those are my baby steps for that goal. You know, and then a lot of you might be having websites and blogs too, so you may have some similar baby steps as me. I want to double my page views at classycareergirl.com to help more women view. If you're reading my content on that site, if I'm getting more page views, it means I'm helping more women and helping me accomplish my purpose and mission. So that's my why, but some of the things that I can do, I'm growing, most of my traffic comes from Pinterest, so you know, one of the things I can do right now is really work on growing a group Pinterest board that I created, the Love Your Work and Life Tips Pinterest board, inviting more women to join that board, because I think the community aspect, if I invite more women to help there and to pin their stuff too, I'm helping them, and eventually they'll, the pins that I'm pinning go directly to my website too, so we all help each other. So that's one of the things, the steps that I thought I could be taking right now. And also just putting out more daily content, you know, finalizing that blog post that I've been meaning to write, or it's in draft right now, and I just need to go back and edit it, add some pretty pictures, you know, create a Pinterest pin, like all the admin stuff, and producing more of that daily content. That is what is going to increase the page views on our site. And then the last one, of my goal of helping 500 women before the end of the year launch their dream careers or businesses. So that's the goal. And for that one, I mean, for me, a lot of it is about research and just doing a lot of what I was talking about, like Googling stuff and just like learning more about advertising, you know, all the marketing stuff and the strategies. It's probably a baby step that John and I could do, is just having more strategy planning days, doing more working on the business rather than in the business, dedicating an entire day on just, you know, the behind the scenes, the strategy planning, the vision for the next 6 months, and so forth. And another thing I thought I could do as well is just putting together my July schedule for these Facebook Live events as well. So maybe that's something for you. It's just really planning out July. What is that going to look like? I've already planned out my July content calendar, so I know all the blog posts that are going to be going out in July. Some of them are mine, some of them are awesome guest contributors. So that's something you could do. Maybe look at your blog or plan your blog post for the next month, plan your social media for the next month, come up with some strategies. Maybe every week you're going to have a different topic that you're going to blog about. So those are some ideas of ways that you can start planning for July now, baby steps that you can do today. Maybe it's not watching TV tonight, or it's taking a lunch break and focusing on your goals rather than catching up on Facebook. Or you're here with us right now. So you're moving forward, you're taking action right now. So that's awesome. I'm going to take a sip of water. Do we have any questions or comments so far, John? How's it going in the chat?
It's good. Susan says thanks.
Hi, Susan.
Veronique is here. Cassandra.
Hi, Cassandra. Hi, Veronique.
And yeah, they just say thank you. They said one person wanted an explanation of the name Halfway Hustle, so you might just want to throw that out.
Oh,
there.
Yeah, so that's a good point. I didn't really give a background of it when we started today. But basically, we are coming together at a halfway point of 2016 of the year to reassess our goals from the very beginning of the year. Some might have changed. We might want to refocus. We might want to change some things up. We're refocusing in on our goals because it's June. July 4th is about to hit next week. It's summer, and we all want to go hang out by the pool and have margaritas all day, or at least I do. And so we're just refocusing in on what those goals are and what needs to happen in the next, today. What needs to happen today, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, to help you meet that 6 months goal. So it's really just so we don't coast, but we really focus so that on December 31st, 2016, when we're planning our 2017 goals, they can be different goals, right? We're not just still working on the same goals and dreams and visions that we had way back in January. It's just kind of a good time to reassess where we're at. So that's what it is. It's the halfway, and that's the halfway definition, the hustle. Is just my word right now. Like, I feel like I've been hustling so much this month. And so I wanted to bring my hustle to you. I wanted to show you how I plan, how I work, how I hustle. And I also wanted to make it clear that it's not easy. There's hard work involved. There's 5 a.m. mornings working for 2 hours before my daughter gets up. I don't want to wake up then, and I don't want to stay up late sometimes to work on editing a video. I want to watch TV. But it's hustle. And so that's where the hustle term comes from, is really focusing in halfway through the year and working hard and making the time for your goals.
Veronique has a question. She says, and I hope I'm pronouncing that. I'm not sure. It's either Veronica or Veronique. So we'll find out. She says, I have a question. What do you do when it's an action you find difficult to do? So, I don't know, maybe expand on that.
Yeah, I mean, if it's difficult, sometimes that's good because that means you're growing. Like, all of my goals, are difficult. I was just talking to one of my mastermind partners last week and telling her about my dreams for Classy Careerville and where I want to take it. And, I'm scared out of my mind. It is so difficult. I have no idea how to complete that goal. And so I think you need to reassess. If it's just difficult and you just need to take action, do some research, take a course, reach out to someone, ask for help, is it that kind of difficult? Or does it not fit you? So a lot of times some things are difficult in my work, and that means I shouldn't be doing them, right? If it's not something I'm really enjoying, maybe that's not the right direction for you. But if it's going to lead to something you enjoy long term, you just do have to put in the work. It's difficult. It's not easy, and that goes exactly with what I was saying about the hustle. But I would evaluate if it's difficult. Like, for instance, last year I was doing something in my business and it was really difficult to get on the phone and do that. I didn't want to do that, and I just wasn't happy, and I was drained, and I would do it week after week, and I just didn't like it. It was not something I enjoyed. So at the beginning of the year, I made some changes and we stopped that. So evaluate what difficult means to you. I'd be interested if she says anything else. Is it difficult, Like she knows she just needs to make some forward progress and get some training and help and support, or is it difficult, like she hates doing it? That would be my question. Does that help?
Yep, and it's Veronique.
Veronique, I love it. Where are you from? I want to hear where you guys are from, so tell us. Okay, so let's get started then. So now we have our 3 goals. We have stuff we can do now. I would encourage you to do them now. Do them today and tomorrow before we hit July 1st. If you're watching this later, just do it today or tomorrow. Do those things. Do those things. So that's what this is all about, taking action. You know, we can plan and dream like we were doing yesterday, but today's really all about the action. It's taking forward progress. It's asking for help and moving forward with those baby steps and imperfect action. Okay, so now for each of our goals, we have quick steps that you can do now. We also want to create a list of steps that you're going to take later. Okay. Steps for later. So these are the steps that we often get overwhelmed with. I know for me, like these are the steps that like I think I should be working on now, and I get overwhelmed on those big things that I really want to do, and I really just should be focusing on those quick steps that I can take now. But I want you to write them all down. I really want you to write down what are those things long term that you should be doing, that you should be focusing on once you knock these quick steps out. So maybe in July, those are like I always recommend 90-day plans. So I would try and get all your steps for later out in the next 3 months, July, August, September. Like what can you get done then? That's kind of what I would be planning. I do want to tell you guys now where's my eraser? Of course. So I did want to go over a little bit about how I do my 90-day plan. So if you guys have not downloaded my free 90-day plan, make sure you do that. It's at www.classycareergirl.com/free plan. But basically it breaks, this is what I want you to do with your later stuff. So you're going to have, you know, goal 1, 2, and 3. And then you'll have, so we're recording this end of June. So if I was doing a 90-day plan, I would have July 31st, August 31st, and September 30th. So then I would write down all of the things that I need to get done by July 31st for goal number 1. And then I would write down all the things that I would need to get done for goal number 2 by July 31st. And goal number 3 by July 31st. And then the same thing for August 31st. What are you going to push off and plan in August and September? So once July 1st hits, you're not worried about this stuff. Like, you know that's coming. Like, that's long term, that's not urgent. But you're going to focus in then on July, working on this stuff, knowing that it's getting you closer to these things. So I love 90-day plans. I know this is like a 6-month hustle. We're planning the next 6 months, but you're going to have 2 of these 90 days in there. So I would make sure, like, you know, October 1st, I have another 90-day plan that's pushing me to the end of December. You guys will move so much faster if you do this step. It does not take that long. I know last May, we relaunched our website, and we had a 90-day plan planned for a launch in August or September, and we created this. We moved through this stuff so much faster that we actually launched on June 1st rather than waiting till September, because it was all mapped out, and we got this stuff done, then we just moved to this one, and then we just moved to this one, even though it wasn't the right month. So that's the benefit. I have found enormous benefit from doing 90-day plans like this, so I would encourage you to do that. John's looking at me like there's some issue.
No, you just can't see the board.
Because I'm standing.
Because you're standing right in front of it.
Okay. So we see the board now?
So goal 1, 2, 3, and then the next 3 months.
Yes.
There you go. And also, quick update, you asked where people were from.
Yeah.
I thought this was really cool. So we have in the house Veronique, Paris, France.
I love
Moran.
I'm coming to visit.
I know. Moran from Sweden.
Sweden.
Susan Lump, San Diego, California. Cassandra Farmer, Gastonia, North Carolina. And Roos Boom, the Netherlands. So
Netherlands,
this is
hi Roos.
Totally international. Really cool.
I love it. I love it. Oh, I'm going to just come visit you all, I guess. So awesome. I love it. Very cool. Okay. So this is our 90-day plan. Don't get bogged down with like our long-term stuff. Focus on the imperfect action, the baby steps, everyone. And just remember that what you do today is really, really important. Like what you do today is going to mean how much forward progress you will have made by December 31st, 2016. It's dependent on what you do today and tomorrow. And the next day, but just focus on today. Like, what are those quick things that you can do today? Because that's really going to make all the difference in getting you to where you want to be in 6 months. So just do what you can from where you are right now. That's one of my favorite sayings. We also had someone ask a question in the Facebook group. It wasn't really a question in the Facebook group, but she made a comment that, this was really helpful, all these videos, this halfway hustle that we're doing. And she made a comment that where she was headed, she thought she might be too young for it. And I did just want to like throw that out there, because I do think a lot of us think we don't have the right, we might be too young or too old, or like who knows what you might be thinking, that you're not skilled enough or you're not ready or any of that stuff. But especially the too young one, because I thought I was too young too, like 5 years ago when I started to do this. But you have to remember, like, any day could be your last, right? So it's really important that you just make the focus. I know for me, it's like focusing on my legacy. It is remembering, like, that I have to make each day count. And if that's going forward and making these goals happen and helping other people, then that's really, really important. So who cares what other people think? Who cares how young you are, how old you are? You can make a difference no matter what age you are. You can go after your dream job no matter what age you are, especially with the whole online world. Like, look at me. I'm in my house. I am doing a training class. There are people from all over the world on this training. Like, that's awesome. So there's so many opportunities available to you right now because of social media and technology. So the time is now. That's my big push for you today. And a couple other things too to remember as we're going through this. Remember your little 15 minutes here and there. All those can really add up. So if you don't have a lot of time right now, I know that's a big thing that holds people back. Just focus on where you do have those 15-minute increments, because you can knock out those quick action items in 15-minute increments. You might be able to knock out like 2 or 3 things in 15 minutes, right? If it's like emailing someone, scheduling someone, calling someone. And you also really need to know where you're aiming. You really need to know where you're going. That's why yesterday was so important, is to really vision and know where you want to go, because otherwise it's really hard to put this plan in place if you don't know what these 3 goals are. And so that's why we really spent an entire day, not on this part, but on this part. So if you're getting stuck with this, you might just need to go back to the 1, 2, 3 goals and figure out your why and what is really important for you to prioritize for the next 6 months. Okay. And then the last piece too that I wanted to throw out there today is that you might have to raise your goals. You might have to become a different person, not a different person, but a better version of yourself. I know that's something that I've always had to be growing, becoming, as I become older, right? Like, and I'm growing myself too. I never could have gotten up here and started doing this if I didn't have prior experience teaching as a professor for a year at DeVry University. Like, this fits me because I did this over and over again with college students, like asking random questions and trying to distract me and laughing in the background and all that stuff. So this is like easy, but all that to say is, like, I wouldn't be here if I didn't have those little baby steps of applying to become a professor, right? That was something I always wanted to do, and now, being that professor helped me get to where I am today. So you may need to change some things in your mindset of where you're going. I know when I wanted to become a career coach, I had to start thinking like a career coach, reading like a career coach, you know, doing informational interviews with career coaches and seeing what they were doing and what they were reading, what networking events that they were going to. So all of that is important when you have a dream that you're going after. Same with me now. I've switched now my mindset from I'm a career coach to I'm a CEO. That's huge. It's a really big change. I'm still working on that one. That'll be with me probably forever, especially over these next 6 months as I, you know, expand my team and like manage others. And so I have to become that CEO. I have to think differently. I have to act differently. I have to, you know, do a lot of different things differently. So think about that. Think about who you need to become to really have your goal, make your goals happen. So that's really what I wanted to share today. I do want to say if you want to take your career or your business to the next level, and if you really are serious about launching your dream job or your dream business over these next 6 months, I would love to have you with us in our membership sites. You know, it is such a, I can't even tell you how many amazing resources there is for you in our membership sites and the community. I mean, it's not about me. I'm in there every day. I will answer any question you need and help you move forward finding your dream job or starting your dream business. But it's not about me. It's like about the community. I love building communities and I love teaching like this. And so that's really all what it's all about. And we do have one more day left for the $1 trial. So if you are interested, I would definitely jump on board before the end of this month, so before June 30th. So if you are someone who wants to start a business or you have a current business, you want to just grow it even more over the next 6 months and get in a community of other women who are growing their businesses. A lot of them are working day jobs and they're doing the whole juggle of growing their business on the side too. So if that is your focus for the next 6 months, I would highly recommend Corporate Rescue Plan, because that is like what we are all about, is supporting you do that. And you can learn more about the $1 trial at www.corporaterescueplan.com/try it. And John will be putting that in the comment section, I believe. And what's the code that they need to use, John? It's $1 first month, right? $1 first month, all caps. That's what you need to use to get the $1 trial. And then if you are job searching, working on your resume, just struggling to get hired, or you have no idea what kind of job you want to have, no idea what your calling is, no idea what you were born to do, you just need to start at the basics. Or if you need salary negotiation advice and interview advice and recruiting advice, all that stuff, then you are a great fit for Love Your Career Formula. And you can learn more about that at www.loveyourcareerformula.com/try it. And same discount code goes for that for the $1 trial, $1 first month. And that's all capitals, and that promo code will be going away tomorrow at the end of the day on June 30th. So make sure you join us before that. And then also I wanted to share over the next day, I'm going to be sharing 2 amazing videos with you. I have never been more proud of any videos that I have put out there for you guys. So I just want you to be on the lookout for that. These videos are filled with women who are hustling. So this is the Halfway Hustle. You've heard a lot from me, but I want you to hear from other women who are doing the hustle, making things happen, launching their dream jobs, launching their dream businesses. They've done it, they're still doing it, because obviously this is always happening, right? We're always hustling, no matter where you are in your business or your career. There's always that next level, especially if you're in my community whatsoever. You're ambitious, you love pushing forward. And so be on the lookout for those 2 videos and get inspired by watching those other women hustling. So do we have any other questions before we sign off, John? Comments? Thank you all for joining us here. We have had a blast. I'm loving this. I'm loving like being with you guys every day. It is a ton of work. I will not be doing this next week or probably even next month because it's a ton of work, but I love, this is this is what I've always wanted to do, is do more of this training and teaching and providing way more awesome content and value to you guys. So I hope you're enjoying it. Please let me know. I did, yeah, I won't do that. I'll share a little bit more in the Facebook group because I was going to go through my action steps for my later too, and I can kind of walk through that in the Facebook group if you guys are interested, because I thought that might be interested to see behind the scenes of what I'm looking forward to doing in my later section as well, in my 90-day plan. So I think that's it for today. John just gave me the thumbs up. Remember to share this with your friends if you found it helpful. Invite them into our group, and we will see you tomorrow for day 4, and make sure you're on the lookout for those 2 videos that we share with you guys as well. And go hustle. Bye everyone.